All right, guys, we're about to deep dive. So let's talk about death for a minute, okay? So, death represents the death of a project, a plan, or a relationship, okay? So, death cuts the cords that links us to the past. It liberates us to go forward without fear because we have nothing else to lose, okay? So, death brings rebirth on a spiritual level. And I know everybody I've ever done a reading for, the moment the death card comes out, immediate, gotta suck the breath in, like, oh no. So it's not always a bad thing. So the advice that death is giving us is that we need to detach from the old order. So it's time to move on. You can cut the cords to the darkness and move forward into the light. So do not allow nostalgia and outworn loyalties to hold you back. And that's really what this card is saying. When it comes in reverse, it's about signifying resistance to change, fear of endings and a reluctance to let go of the past. It can suggest that you might be clinging to something that is no longer serving you, perhaps relationship, a job, or sometimes it's just an old way of thinking. And this resistance can lead to stagnation and prevent you from actually moving forward on the journey. Now, when it shows up in a love reading and it's in its upright position, this is about release and rebirth. Remember that. So, this is about transformation that results from detachment. So it's time to cut cords. You got to shed that old identity or that relationship. And, sometimes you need to release the effect this relationship has had on you. This is literally the epitome of just turn the page. Like as time that chapter is ended. Now in reverse though, guys, it can signify resistance to change, the stagnation, the difficulty letting go of that unhealthy patterns or just the relationship in itself. So it suggests that there's a fear of moving forward, like possibly due to emotional baggage. You might be trauma bonded to somebody, or, sometimes it's a reluctance to just break free from the cycles of dependence. And this card can also indicate that there is a need to confront and release these negative patterns to experience what true love and growth is supposed to be like. So when you get to the career aspect of it, like I said, death doesn't always mean what people thinks it means. It just normally means that there's change, and that's exactly what it means in a career. Is it's a change in authority. It's learning to adapt as quickly as you can. It's time to reap what you can. Sometimes we have to harvest and store up for hard times. So this might be, if it comes up in your career, start building your savings. That's, what you do not put away today will definitely hurt you later. Maybe it's time that you release some things to put yourself into a better position to save for yourself. Now, when it comes in reversed in your career, guys, it's going to be a message for you or them to really stop resisting the change and the stagnation in that professional life, because it suggests that you may be clinging to an outdated career path. It could be a toxic work environment, or sometimes it's just a fear of embracing new opportunities that are there in front of you. And this card really in the reverse position, it encourages you to reevaluate your career, overcome your fears, and be open to necessary transformations for growth and fulfillment. So the odd thing is the death card on a yes or no reading is actually a yes, because you want to allow new experiences to change you. So let the old pass away and step into the new. That's what this is about. So I'm hoping that this kind of helped relieve some of that anxiety around the death card. um, and I'll see you guys in the next video.